All right, we've reached the last lesson in the GrabCAD Streamline Pro series, lesson 6 out of 6. What are GrabCAD Analyze notifications? We've talked about all the different parts of Streamline Pro, how it's an umbrella product. Today we're going to talk about the last part of that umbrella, Analyze. We talked last time how you can get local printer reports if you install a local server and 4 EXEs. But to use the custom email notifications, you're also going to need an SMTP server. This is a simple mail transfer protocol server. It's a standard email server, but your IT department will have to designate one for you. We're going to use that SMTP server to send you emails about what your printers are doing. So you're not using our email servers, you're using yours. So when would you use notifications? Well, this is a look into our Eden Prairie office, and look how many printers we have. 10 of them are printing, 16 idle, 5 of them need attention. Okay, it's a lot. When you've got that many printers, or even just more printers than people, you could start to feel overwhelmed and ask yourself, what should I look at first? Do I need to rush in on the weekend to load more material? Okay, it's a stressor. But if you set up notifications, now the system is practically telling you what it needs. You can plan your weekends, you can plan your lunch breaks, you can plan with other operators, okay, and you can manage all these printers more efficiently. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. In this part of Analyze is setting up notifications for things like letting you know when the job is 95% completed. A lot of people have job done notifications. That's a standard one. But if you want a custom notification with a custom number for that 95%, then you can start making plans. Tell me when a printer is not responding, when it's down, when something happened, when it's paused. And the big one I think a lot of people will like, tell me when a printer material level is below 5%. Almost every printer doesn't like pausing a long time in the middle of a print. So if the material runs out, it's always a race to get the new material loaded so the printer can keep running while the print is still good. The benefit of custom notifications isn't that you get notified when it's at 0%. You custom this number to whatever you want, depending on how long it takes you from where you are to get to where the printer is. Okay, last time we looked at dashboards inside of Analyze, and this time we're going to look at alerts. You put an alert on a dashboard. So you make a dashboard or you use one of our standard ones, and you take one of the graphs in the dashboard, material or time or something, and you say, when this number in this graph goes below 5%, let me know. The alert will then send an email to a notification channel. So these are some new terms, but you have to set up a notification channel as well to make these alerts go. You can see here I got an email from a J55 saying, oh, it started printing. And this channel is a group of emails who you want to know when that action happens. Inside of Analyze, and we'll see this live in a second, but on the left-hand side, you will see inside alerts, notification channels. And you give each channel a name and you can put in whatever email you want. You can see my email is listed here. Make sense? Okay. And finally, inside of Analyze, inside the admin, there's email settings. And inside those email settings, here's the SMTP server that you need. This is where you put in the address of it. Your IT department will help you with the address and the port and things like that. But it's all inside of Analyze, which is underneath Control that we talked about in a previous video. So to summarize all the new terms, let's talk about the path to Analyze notifications. First, have an SMTP server, right? Your IT department will assist. Next, go to a dashboard that you like and choose a panel that you want to monitor, typically material or job progress. Create an alert for that panel, and we'll show you this live in a second, and you put in some logic like when this value goes below 5%, and you're going to send that alert to an existing notification channel. All right, let's go see this live. All right, so we start off in GrabCAD control like most things in Streamline do. This is a different account than I was showing in the screenshots, so that's why the number of printers are different. This is a software testing account. So the first thing we do is go up here up top to Analyze. I'm VPN'd into the server so I can see the local dashboards even though I'm remote. And let's go over on the left-hand side of those admin settings. Okay, here are the email settings. And here's the SMTP name, the port, password, things like that. Again, get your IT department to help with this part. Now let's check out those notification channels. Okay, again on the left-hand side with the bell. You can see there's a couple of them here. And at the very bottom, here's one that one of our engineers made to test. So Rusha made this to test. And you can see my email here. Down here under the settings, you can see that it can be one email or many. You can include an image. You can send reminders, things like that. Going back to the alerts, you can see we've got some rules up here. And the one I'm going to focus on is down here at the bottom, material level below 5%. I could go and try and reverse engineer which dashboard it's in, but just to show you, you can click on the rule itself and it'll show you which dashboard it is in. This is a J850 dashboard. Just to show you can get to it from either side, let's go to all of our dashboards. What we're looking for is the material level before 5% dashboard. So let's go to all our dashboards. And down here at the bottom, we showed this last time, but here's a specifically made dashboard for this, material level below 5%. And we'll click on it. And you can see our test engineer made a dashboard of just one graph to keep things simple. The J850 has a bunch of material bays, so there's one line on this graph for each one of the material bays here. So how do we make an alert on this? Well, you can right click and edit this graph. And down here at the bottom, you can see the query, right? It's taking the average over the course of time of these material bays. And there's a whole tab for alerts. And so down here, you can see we've given it a name. It's checking it every minute. And it's sort of an if-then condition down here. If any of these averages go below 6%, right? So 5.9 is when it triggers, anything in the 5 range, it'll send an alert. Okay, you can see I've got one if-then statement for each bay. And what happens when one of them is triggered? Down here it says notify this channel, okay, this test channel. I could have also used the other channels, and it's going to send this message out in that email that one of the bays is below 5%. All right, so that's how you do it. You have a graph with material percentages. You go down here to the alert tab and you put kind of if then statement, when or statement down. You specify which channel it's going to be notified to, and you type in the text of the email you want sent out. Okay, so you may have questions. You just saw that to set alerts required a little bit of coding. You have to set up the query for the graphs and then use logic statements for coding. So if you have any questions on any of that and want to set up your own custom alerts, email us at streamline@grabcad.com. Okay? If you want to learn the logic, if you want help setting up dashboards or alerts, that email address is always there for you. Okay, so that's wrapping up GrabCAD Streamline Pro. We talked about a lot of stuff in this series, about how Shields is a firewall between your printer and the world, a box that only lets legitimate print traffic through. We talked about how Control can block off certain emails from even seeing your printers inside of GrabCAD Print and what happens if Control goes down. Then we moved into Shop. If you are okay with putting your files in the cloud, you can manage hundreds of people, you sending thousands of jobs, and have one portal for everyone to see all their print requests at once. You can also get automatic cost estimates, automatic tray packing. All that happens in Shop. And finally, these last two videos talked about Analyze, where you can get local reports on your printer usage, sending data to your server instead of ours, and you can make your dashboards look like how you want. And finally today, custom email notifications from those dashboards. Get told when your printer has an issue so you can fix it faster than ever. So that is GrabCAD Streamline Pro. And the end of lesson 6, what are GrabCAD Analyze notifications? I've been Shivam Ghosh, and thanks for listening.